Well, hello there, and welcome to another YouTube video where we are discussing baby daddy drama. All right. Now, I let my viewers know on the last video, as well as um, those who follow me on Facebook, that I want to walk someone through this whole process with all this baby daddy drama. Now, I think some people may be listening like, really? Baby daddy drama? No, typically it's the women. Well, in my case, it's the man. It's the man. All right. Now, did I at least say hey? Hey, y'all. I'm the kind of person I like to just jump right into whatever it is I'm talking about. So then I have a tendency of getting like long winded and kind of drawn out in the beginning where I'm trying to like say, hey, welcome, relax, get comfortable, grab your popcorn. I grab my cereal because I like to snack. And I know this is trifling. I got a whole box of Honey Nut Cheerios at work that I just tend to just, when things go extra, just reach in and pop it in my mouth. But yeah, I'm that one. But anywho, okay, so I told you guys on my last video that I had been praying for my son's father. He had been acting different from the time that him and I found out that I was expecting, and pretty much just putting that ball in God's court and letting it stay right there. All right. So the initial video was dated back in December. Let me tell you where we stand today as of March. Okay, you know what? As a matter of fact, that video was recorded December 8th, and today is April 8th. Huh? Funny. Okay, so now, yes, I have been praying for, and I continue to pray for my son's father. I believe that he is a great man, despite how he is treating me, how he's treating our son. I know that in him is a great man because I've seen it, and I believe that in every person there is good. But just because there is good in every person does not make them good for you. There is a difference. Don't forget that. There is a difference between being a good person and a person being good for you. He is not good for me in the state that he is in. So therefore, I'm not going to entertain him on that level. Now, so at the end of December, I went ahead and filed for child support. So we got the paperwork in the mail like towards the end of January, and I was pretty sure that I would hear from him. He hadn't seen our son since he was 7 weeks old by this time, and at the end of January, my baby was almost 3 months. November, December, January, 2 months, excuse me. So he came to the house, and I know he was upset behind receiving that paperwork that I had put him on child support, but he came in the house, he grabbed his son, and he wanted to, I believe, he wanted me to like be upset and get angry and get mad and create some frustration in my already peaceful atmosphere. So the way he came off did make me upset, and he made it sound as if he had been involved in my son's life, and then I just all of a sudden decided to get ratchet and put him on child support. I'm not that kind of woman. I don't operate like that at all. Okay? So I sat there in disbelief, like, you are really acting like this. Like, you are really talking like this. You are making me very upset. I wanted to cuss my child's daddy out. I wanted to punch my child's daddy in the face. I had to say a quick prayer. I was like, Lord, you know what? Like, just give me peace right now, because he's making me upset, and he knows he's making me upset, and he's wanted to trigger something in me, and I should not allow the enemy to enter into my home and do what he wants to do. Now, I'm not calling my son's father the enemy, but that spirit that is using him is the enemy, okay? So, I talked to him again for the millionth time, and I said, listen, these are the expectations. Our son needs diapers. Our son needs wipes. I go back to work here soon. He needs child care. I don't ask him for much, but you know, when I do ask you for some assistance, can you offer just a little bit of help? Is that okay? Can you do that? I can do those things, but you make it sound like you want to ask me last minute to help you out. Well, guess what? That's life, and this is your son. So if at the last minute I ask you to do something and you have things to do, i.e., grocery shop, i.e., sleep, i.e., spend some time with your daughter that you had that lives with you, why can't your son be there? My baby has never met his sister, who lives 20 minutes from our residence. Never met her. Never. I don't like that. I can't say that it bothers me. I just don't like that. She should know who her brother is. He's an infant. He's a baby, and they should develop a relationship right now that could be, you know, leading towards a lasting, long-lasting relationship. He knows who his sister and brother are at my house, so how come he can't know who his sister is at his daddy's house? But it's okay. I continue to pray for this individual. Um, it got to the point where we went to court. Well, I went to court because he keeps changing his court date. And oh, that's the heater in the background. I don't like to be cold. Yeah, it's warm outside, but it's cold in this building, and I prefer to be warm. Excuse me. Anyway, um, I've gone to court, and I talked to the attorney, and I let them know. I said, you know, listen, like, I'm gonna leave the area soon, and we need to have this solidified before I leave because I refuse to travel back to this area just to have, just to sit down in the court and receive a number about what my child's daddy's gonna be able to do for me and his son. Okay? And I said me and his son because I take care of the baby right now. And everything that I do is based off of what everything that he needs is based off of what I am providing. So his funds will go towards me because I pay for lights, gas, water, and I put a roof over my baby's head. So yeah, for me and his son. I said it correctly for those who are like, well, wait a minute. What they got to do with you? Because our child resides with me. All right. So push forward. Um, I had put him on call block. I blocked him for a couple of weeks. I had asked at church, we had this event for women, and it was called Galentine's Day, and I was so excited about being able to go and to attend. I said, well, you know what? It's a week out, so let me contact his father and see if he's willing to get his son while I have a couple of hours, just 2 hours to myself. I texted him, and his response was, I won't be here. I have plans. Remember when I said if he has plans, his child should be able to go with him? So I spazzed out. I called his phone a couple times, and then I said, okay, self, regroup, because this should not make you upset like this. I did what he asked me to do. He told me not to call him at the last minute for help. I gave him a week, a whole week. I caught him a week out, and that's what I was upset about. The fact that I followed his expectations, and he still didn't uphold his end of the bargain. So, so then I put him on call block. Oh, when he got on call block, guess what he did? He came to my house. He left me notes. I'm trying to contact you. I'm trying to see my son, and you ain't answering the phone. I don't know what's going on. My son's daddy, like right now, is upstairs. It's not like he don't know where I'm at. It's not like he can't get in contact with me. I put him on call block because I felt like, well, maybe he should come to my office and have a conversation with me like an adult. But he didn't do that. So yeah, I got home and I had notes at the doors. Um, when he called me, he couldn't leave a voicemail or anything. I had him on Verizon call block to the point where it said when he called my phone, the number you have dialed has dialing restrictions for this number. Yes, I want you to know that you are blocked. We're not playing games, okay? So then he started friending me, sending friend requests on all his social media apps and stuff like that. And then he got to the point where he started calling me from different offices upstairs. You are upstairs. You're upstairs. You can't come downstairs and talk to me? Really? So I called my brother and I was like, Dave, like, what do you think? And he was just like, you know, I don't know. Like, what is he trying to say? So he told me, he said, I want to give you the money for child care. He said, well, go get your money for daycare. So I went upstairs and I said, I'm here to pick up the money for daycare. And he was like, okay, I left it at home. We went to lunch. That day he wanted to talk. We went to lunch, but he didn't talk about anything. He blatantly asked me about my older two children and did not ask about his son. And I said, okay, there's the enemy. He's still there. He still wants to play. I'm not entertaining this. I didn't put him back on call block, but what I did was I nipped that. I was like, this is silly. This is beyond silly. Um, he texted me a couple of weeks ago and asked how his son was. Told him he was fine. A week later, I gave him a picture of him, sent him a picture of the baby. Uh, I think it was last week. I called him this past 2 weeks ago, a couple weeks ago. These weeks are going, they're just getting close. I called him recently and I let him know that the baby was running a fever and I was going to the emergency room and if he would like to join us. He hung up the phone on me. He hung up the phone on me and then a week later called me or texted me and asked me how our son was. I said, he's good. Then he proceeded to ask me about, me leaving the area and that he was not going to be okay with his son leaving the area because he doesn't see his son. Did you really just say that? And I said, you know what? I see what the enemy's doing. Here I am. I'm praying, and I'm asking God to just work on the relationship between my son and his father. That's where the relationship needs to lie, not between him and I, because we're finished. But the enemy is trying to taunt me into believing that God is not working, but God is working. He's working because he's asking me how his son is doing. I don't get those texts from him. My baby is 5 months. He'll be 6 months this month. I have not received the how's my son doing text. He's never asked me how his son was doing. So God is working. My point to you is this. You have to see the little things, everything that God is doing. Not just the big picture, but the small steps that are being made. And well, at least I've talked to a few of my friends, and they'll tell me their circumstance, their situation, and I'll talk about the small things. At least this is happening, that's happening. Okay, but over here, stop focusing on what's over there, and be grateful for the improvement, the steps that are being made in the right direction. Same with your relationships. Quit looking at the end result, what we really want in the end, and appreciate and give God the praise for the steps that are being made in the right direction. I'm going to continue to pray for my son's father. I'm not going to allow myself to be frustrated by the enemy who's setting me up for moments for non-peaceful moments in my life. I'm not doing that. I'm just not. I'm not going to give way to the enemy. So I said, okay, self, when his dad texts or call or whatever he may do and asks how his son's doing, after I give my response, the conversation stops right there. That's it. That's it. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Don't worry about where I'm going. Because that's none of your business. So those days are over. And I made that decision to just answer him about our son. And then when he realizes, okay, well, I'm not getting anything out of her by asking questions like this. Maybe she'll continue to communicate by asking questions like this, i.e., does my son need anything? How much is daycare? What can I contribute towards childcare? Which these things he knows, but probing questions about his son, I will answer, and that is it. Okay, that is it. So, I hope I was able to encourage somebody and give someone life and strength to say, all right, we don't have to worry about what the end result. We can't focus on the end result. We have to just pray for the end result that we're hoping for, but appreciate the small steps along the way. All right. Thank you for joining me and listening to this take on Baby Daddy Drama 2. And I trust you have an amazing day. Lady Mo out.